Okay, so the recording is on. So last week we went through a little bit networking. Now means this is not.
Brother Zafar, your voice goes too far away. Can't hear you clearly.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. All right. So let me know when you can't hear me good.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So this is how. These are the things that is involved in the networking here. So we saw last week NIC card, media, topology, protocol, and IP address. So today I'm going to share you a little bit about IP address and how it works. So when you look at the IP address is not exactly the number you're looking at.
Why is it still slow? So barely here.
Oh, okay. You know what? Hold on, let me say something. Okay, so everybody got the concept of broadcast and multicast, right? Broadcast is the server on the network is just sending out to every computer, but it doesn't care how the computer is going to receive the signal or not. Okay, in the multicast, the computer is going to send out, but at the receiving end, the computer has to be in the group. If it's not in the group, it won't receive it. Okay? So here's the information I put it in here. So what is the difference between the TCP and UDP? So TCP is connection oriented. That means it goes and establishes the connection and makes sure the connection is there. Okay? So it is a connection oriented. And UDP is connectionless. It doesn't care the connection established or not. It just throws out the information on the network. TCP is reliable and UDP is unreliable. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Any better now?
Oh, it's a lot better. No echo.
Hello?
Hello?
It's not better?
Can you hear me, sir? Yes,
Yeah,
it's better now.
It's much better now, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have internet problem at home, so I'm at Panera. So we'll see how it goes today. If today doesn't work, then I will repeat it tomorrow because internet should be back at home. Okay, so TCP is reliable, UDP is not reliable. And then problem with the TCP is slow because it has to establish the connection and all. Okay? And then UDP is fast. It doesn't care if the connection is established or not. And then the example of TCP is HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and TCP. We will all configure this during the class later on. And then UDP is DNS, DHCP, and broadcast. So don't worry about all this, what it means, but we're going to go through that here. So next thing I'm going to worry about is the IP address. So what is the IP address? So IP address is a set of numbers here. So when we do if config, or IP ADDR equals 7. Okay, so okay. What you're looking at this here is 192.168.94.30 is the IP address. before that, when it goes to okay. So, in a nutshell, this is the perfect definition here. IP address stands for Internet Protocol Address. Okay, and it says is a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. So it's going to use the Internet Protocol here, either TCP or UDP. Okay, and IP address serves as a two main functions: host or network interface identification or location address. So this is like a home address for the computer. So if you have like your home address wherever you live, and you have some numbers here, right? In here, this is a numeric number here, but this number is what the number we are looking at is not exactly what the computer sees. What the computer sees is it sees zeros and ones. So computer works on binary system. Okay, so anybody know what binary is?
Zeros and ones.
Exactly. So the binary is, when you type binary, if I type it correctly. Okay, so binary is nothing but zeros and ones. This is what the computer is saying. You may be typing everything, alphabets and everything, but what it does is it sees only zeros and ones. So, copy image. So this is how on the granular level, this is how the programming works. Whatever you're typing in here, it means something else to the computer here. So this is how it's gonna decode. So 0 is off, and 1 is on. So it's using the set of instructions on and off to communicate with other computers. Or this is how the information is written. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's take a look what exactly 192.168 94.38. So 0 is 0 and 1. So how many numbers we have in 0 and 1? Two. Exactly. It has only two numbers. Okay, so this is why it's called base 2 system. Okay, so I think I talked about a little bit here. Did I? Let me save it. Okay, maybe I have not. Maybe I have not. So let me go back down here. So this is a base 2 system here. So what I mean by base 2 is very first position will be 2 to the power 0. Okay. So okay, by the way, IP address are, those are 128 bits. No, I'm sorry, 32 bits. 32 bits. It carries a 32 bit information here. Okay. Okay. So the very first one is 0. Okay. The second one is 2 to the power of 1. Okay. Okay. So okay, so 32 bits, it is 32 bits, but it is based on 8 octets. 8 octets. Okay, so I will explain a little bit more later on. So first one is 2 to the power of 0. The second one is 2 to the power of 1. Okay? And third one is 2 to the power of 2. Fourth one is 2 to the power of 3. And then fifth one is 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 6. And 2 to the power of 7. Okay, it stops at 7 here, but this is total of number 8 because we're starting from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so how many bits is that? Okay, I'll take this back here. It's actually a 128 bits. This is a 128 bit character, and then it is the base 2 system, and it's based on octet 8. Okay, so I'm going to show you what all this means. Okay, so what is 2 to the power of 0? Okay, anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Okay, and this is 2 to the power of 1. If you multiply 2 to the power of 1, it's only going to be itself. Okay, 2 to the power of 2 is going to be how much? 4. Okay, 2 to the power of 3 is going to be 8, and then 16, and then it's going to be 32. It's keep doubling up. Okay, and then it's going to be 64, and then the next one is going to be 128. Okay, if it's base 16 over here, it says if it's 16, then it goes all the way to the 16 and it will be 256. Okay, now I remember. So when you go up here, I talked about it is you could have like 256. You could have no more than 256 IP addresses in one subnet. Right? I talked about that, right? Didn't I?
Whatever you did.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, I can't find it here. Okay, here. Okay, the operating system is a 64-bit operating system. Okay, how do you see it is a 64-bit operating system? You go here, right click, and everything should be 64-bit here, right here. It's much more secure. It's a 64-bit operating system and it's a 64-bit processor. In old days, it used to be a 32-bit. So if you go out and go to Best Buy and buy a brand new laptop, and if they are selling you in this day of it, if they are selling you 32-bit, it's a sham. Don't buy it. It must be a 64-bit. Everything is 64-bit now because it is on a base 16 now. So it is much more secure. So it has a base 16. So when I talked about here ports, it has about the base 16 ports open. So it has about 65,536 ports. Okay, that is one thing. And also a 64-bit operating system is it's using as much security as 65,536. It's very secure. Okay, so let's move on.
Dr. Zafar?
Yeah.
Anything power 0 is not equal to 1? If I remember right.
No, man, what are you talking about? If you multiply anything with nothing is nothing. If you multiplying something with nothing is nothing. Right?
Okay, but I think I have the understanding of anything power 0 is equal to 1, but I'll check it out.
No, you're right. Anything over 0 is 1. Thanks for catching that. Let's do the math here. Times 0.
We are not doing the time, we're doing the power, right?
Yeah, power, yeah. Where can I find that here?
It's right. It's 1.
It's 1, right? Okay. 2 to the power of, where is power of here? Let's start using here. 2 times 0. Okay, where? 2 to the power of what? This here, right? 2 to the power. I can't see it here.
Can you put the basic more to the?
Okay. Okay, we got to do this.
Yes, I think that could be about. Let me find out on the Google, please.
Okay, 2 power 0. Okay, 2 to the power of 0, you do 0. And yeah, you're right, 2 to the power is 0. 2 to the power 0. Okay, it's not in this calculator here, but anyway, I mean, Google said it, 2 to the power 0 is 1, right here. Okay, very good, thank you. Okay, so 2 to the power 0, 1, 2, 3, I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, 120. Okay, if you go up to 16, then it's going to be go all the way up to 256, and then the real characters would be 65,000. Okay, so we're going to decode this here. Okay, now that we have our table in place, so we're going to decode this. So what is actually computer is going to look at it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this table. Okay. Okay. But here's the shocking thing here. Here's the shocking thing. It starts from the right side. It starts from the right side. It's actually 2 to the power 0. Okay. It goes from left to right. I'll tell you in a minute why it's going left to right. I mean, I'm sorry, right to left. Two to the power of 2. Let me start from this side. 2 to the power of 7. Here's 128. Okay, and 2 to the power of 6. So 64. And 2 to the power of 5. This is 32. 2 to the power of 4. This is 16. Okay, and now 2 to the power of 3. Yes, 8. Okay. So what we're going to do is, we have this table here. So let me just straighten this up on the top. Get a message up here. Okay, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So we're worried about 8 octaves. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we have to decode this here. So we're going to decode one number at a time. Okay? So let's see here. Okay, so we're going to take 192. Okay, we're going to do some math here. So we worried about we worried about 192. Okay, so we're going to do 192 minus 128. Okay, so what is left? 192 minus 128. What is left will be, let's keep this calculator on the side. Okay, so 64 is left. Okay, 64. 64 is left, and then we're going to do 64 subtract 64. So what is left is 0 here. Okay, so everything else will be 0 here because we don't have anything else to subtract. So our binary code here is, if you are able to do some kind of subtraction, then you're going to put 1 here. You're going to put 1 here, and everything else is 0. Okay? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so what is 192? 192 is, for the computer, 11000000. Okay? This is what it means to the computer. 192.
I'm sorry, Brother Zafar, I might be lost a little bit. Do you mind to just repeat this? We took it out 128 from the 192.
Yeah, if you do a math, if you subtract 192, if you take out 128 from 192, okay, how much is left? 64 is left. So if we are able to do a subtraction, then that block is 1. Okay, it's on. The switch is on. And then 64 is left, right? If you do math, 192 minus 192, 192, then remove 128 from it. What is left is 64 is left. Right? Do you agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this is where the 64 is, from here.
Okay.
And then, so we are in this block here. 64 minus 64 is 0 here. So we're putting 0 here, but we are able to do some kind of subtraction, right? So we put in that block 1. And then all these blocks are 0 because we are not doing any subtraction. If nothing is left. We cannot remove 32 from 0 here. So all this is going to be 0. Hence, this part is all zeros here. So 192 for computer is 11000000.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do any kind of calculation, that part will be 1, otherwise everything will actually be 0.
Okay, let's move on. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do it for 158. Let's see how that is going.
Still table is one more mistake. It's the power of 0 is still 0. It should be 1.
Okay. Yeah, let me change it. So we are looking at this here as we are reading from left to right here, right? But the computer is reading from right to left. For computer, if for it to write or recognize 192, it's reading from here, 00000011. This is what it looks for the computer. For us, since we are studying in English, we are going from left to right. Okay. So the next block is 168. Okay. So we put down 168 minus 128. Okay. Alright. So 168 and then 128. So how much is left? 40 is left. Okay, so 40 is left. Okay, so we do 40 minus 64. So we're not able to do we are not able to subtract this. So the 40 carries over. 40 minus 32. Okay. So 40 minus 32, how much is left? 8 is left. So we are not able to do 8. We are not able to do 16 minus 8. Okay. So we're going to skip that. And the 8 is going to carry over here. And then 8 minus 8, yeah, we are able to do, and everything else is 0. Okay. So we put 1 here. We're not able to do anything here, so we put 0. Okay. And then we are able to do something here, so we will put down 1. And then we are able to do, not able to do anything, so 0 here. 1. Okay. And then all this would be 0, 0, 0. Okay, so 168 is, what is 168? It's 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay? Alright, now let's look at the next object, 94. Can you go on mute, please? Okay. So next object is 94 here. Okay, so this is gonna be 0. I'm gonna just put down 0 here. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna put down 94 here. 94 minus 64, we are able to do that. Alright, so we are left with 20. We are not able to subtract 32 out of 20. So I'm going to leave this 0. Okay, so I'm going to put down 20 here. We should be able to do 20 minus 16 is 4. Okay, so we cannot remove 8 out of 4, so we put down 0. 4 minus 4, we are able to, and 0 is left, 0 is left. Okay, so this box is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so for computer, the number is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so does it make sense? Everybody with me, right, so far? Please stop me if you're not. Okay, don't hold yourself. Okay, and then the last object is 30. So what is 30 in reality here? So let's take a look here. So obviously this is going to be 0, 0. Okay, 0. So I'm going to do 30.
No voice.
So let me continue the recording here. Okay. Okay. So anybody has any questions so far? Okay. This is sometimes this will be really critical here. So you just need to understand here, or just keep this formula handy. Just keep this formula handy. That way you will be all good here. So if it's octet 16, then you could continue on adding 128 and after that 256 and so on. Okay. So what is 0 and 1? 0 and 1 is part of what? 0 and 1 is a part of what?
Binary.
Yeah, 0 and 1. Only 0 and 1 itself is called binary, but they are part of numbers, right?
Yes.
And how many numbers we have?
Depends on what kind of base we have. So base 0, base 10, base 16.
No, but we are creating those out of numbers, right? But how many numbers we have?
The 0, 1, 2 number, right?
Yeah, we have 10 numbers. Okay, 0 to 9 are 10 numbers. Okay, and where is this numbers coming from? Okay, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3, so we have 10 numbers here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are numerals, right? Everybody agree these are numerals? So let me tell you what the numbers we are actually looking at is numerals. Okay, so we are looking at here, these are Roman numerals. And Roman numerals are X, double one, two, B, these are Roman numerals. But 0 to 9 numbers are okay. So when you type Arabic numerals, 0, 0 starting with 0, 1, 2, 9, this is nothing but Arabic coming from so this is actually what we are looking at is Arabic here. So this proves that the computer reads from right to left, and the Arabic language goes from right to left, right? You all agree that Arabic language goes from right side to left side, correct?
Yeah, Arabic goes from the right to left, yes, brother.
Okay, exactly. So 0 to 9 are Arabic numbers. So this proves that Arabic is a language of God. Alright, this is what it is. So all the universe understand nothing but Arabic, 0 numbers. Anybody who is non-Muslim, they can understand numbers, they understand Arabic. Okay, so let's see what else is here. So in all views, so far I showed you about the network and all this. This is not everything I showed you, just the basic stuff and how those things are interconnected. There's a lot of things in networking. But I really don't like networking myself. So if you are interested in networking, you could learn a little bit more, but I am really not. So let's see what else I do here. So let's see. Default gateway. Did I talk about the default gateway?
No, brother, we didn't talk about default gateway, we did not. So actually this is also a part of the networking topic. So let me see what I did here. Okay, so what is the default gateway? Okay, give me 1 minute. So you all know what is a router, right?
let's concentrate on a home router, not a router. You all know a difference between a router and a switch, right? Anybody has any confusion what a router is and what a switch is? Okay, so let's take a look at this cheap Netgear router. This is the best so far. Okay. So when you look at a device like this, there is a port here. It has some ports here, right? This one has about 4 ports. Okay, so this part of the port is taking the input. It's taking the input from the internet. So this part is called, a router would have something like this. This part is called WAN connection. Okay, and this part is nothing but a switch. It's just the extra ports. Okay. So this part is WAN, or the internet connection. This is coming from the internet or / network. Okay, good. And this part is nothing but a switch. It's just a switch where you could put in extra computers in there or attach extra computers. So you got to realize this. You guys can hear me good, right? There's no background noise. So what is a router does is it gives out. So router is getting the internet connection here, and then what it does is it distributes the internet connection, and it gives out its own IP from here. Okay. So what does the router do? So one IP address is reserved for router itself, and this IP address is called default gateway. Okay. So what is the default gateway? Default gateway is the IP address of the router. Okay. Okay. Any questions? And default gateway is okay. Go ahead.
If your IP address is assigned by the what you call the network service provider, or it is manufacturer.
It's provided by the manufacturer. So, for example, if you have a Netgear router, right, and if you look at their reading document, I know Netgear uses 192.168.0.1. So I'm looking at the Netgear manual here.
If I remember, all the routers that we use, every router has a 192.168 something, right?
Exactly. And there is nothing going on the internet here. You could assign whatever you want. So this one here is 192.168.1.1. Okay, that is not tied to the manufacturer. If you want, you could assign whatever you want. But just by looking at here 192.168.1.1, that means this is a local home IP address or a local internal IP address. So let's look at the IP address for my computer.
If we pick up some other other than Netgear, some other router company, so that will have the different other than 192.168.1.1.
Most of them start with 192, but it doesn't have to. But the general rule of thumb is what most companies are doing is to avoid, like this one here, this is a real IP address. The one we are using inside here, this is not the real IP address. This is called a private IP address. Okay? But this is a public IP address. It could be, this is the only public IP address only to my laptop here. Okay? If this changes, okay, let's do this. If you have like 5 computers in your home, and if they are using only one internet access, okay? And if you go on to there and type what is my IP, all of them should show the same public IP address, okay?
Okay.
So the public IP address for each internet home, for each home, for each business would be same exact one. But internally, it's changing it. And that tells that thing brings up what is the internal network is called subnet. Okay? So you have a big organization and they have like thousands of computers. Okay? So the most they could have is 256 computers on one subnet. Okay? So one subnet is each subnet is managed by one router. So if you have this router and if you put this in and plug it into, take it to your big corporation which has thousands of computers, and this router will work very well, up to 256 computers is going to manage. Why 256? Because it's 2 to the power of 8.
So that router should have 256 ports also to support.
Exactly. One is reserved for itself. Okay, so including the router itself is 256. Okay. So this is called default gateway. So what are the functions of default gateway? Is the IP address for the router, and default gateway is generally considered entry point of the network to communicate with other networks.
So if one of the company or the network has more than one router, so which one will be considered as the entry point if they have multiple of them?
The default gateway.
No, I'm saying, okay, so there will be one. If some companies have more than 256 computers, for example.
So they have like 500, they have 300, right? For example, they have 300 computers.
Okay.
So they need to have two routers. One router is managing 256, other one is managing whatever is left. Or you could just divide it equally. Maximum each router could handle is 150.
So one will be the default gateway. What will be the other called?
IP address. Other will have a default gateway also. Okay, if you have, okay, let's take a look here. It's called subnet. Once a router is added, it becomes a subnet. Okay, but be careful here. By in all means, we are not doing any networking class. Okay, let's look at this picture here. Okay, so this is a router here. Okay, and it's managing about 4 PCs here, but it could have up to 255. One is reserved for router itself. Okay, this becomes one subnet, and then the networking people will configure this router manually. The default gateway will be configured manually. This is another default gateway, and this is another subnet. This is another subnet, and it's all connecting to another router here. So with one router is managing other routers. So then, if the router goes managing the other router, then it could manage another 256 routers. Okay, from there it all becomes the router. So did you get it? It becomes like a big van.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So if this item is not a router, if this is a switch, then this will be just adding additional ports here. It's doing nothing but adding additional ports here. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so default gateway is the entry point of a network to communicate with other networks. Okay, so in your home, all of a sudden you want to go out and buy or send another router here, right? If you find a cheap router, go ahead and try this. So the moment you put a second router in your home, the first one will become a subnet, and then the second one will become a subnet also. So now you have like two subnets managed by one Comcast router. Did you get it?
That looks like it, brother.
Yeah, okay, good.
But if the service provider is providing the service and you take the first IP, plug into the router, and that router is connected to the other one, so that means The first one goes down, everything is broken then.
No, that's not true. If you, for example, on your network, if you have computers and printers, right, and your Comcast goes down, you should still be able to print to the printer. That means the local network is still working. The outside internet is not working.
Okay.
Okay?
I might have to read a little bit more about that.
I mean, don't read. I'm telling you, don't get confused. Okay?
I don't know. Then I'll try to read a little bit more to get some more understanding.
Okay. It's up to you, but it is actually a really, really good subject. Learning networking is really amazing how networking is done, and every what you said?
I say, you're talking about typing some command to find out the default gateway, or?
Yeah. So the command, this is the default gateway here. 192.168.94.0. So let's go check it out and find out if it's true. So you go in here, you go into network operations. Okay, no, not there. Where do you go? You go in here. Oh man, this one here. Okay, hold on. How much battery I have? 40 minutes, right? I should be done by then. Okay. So I go in here and I go into Host Network Manager. Okay, this is the Host Network Manager, and then 192.168.1. Okay, and the IP address default gateway is, it's not shown here, but you could see 192.168 from 2, this is the IP address for itself, the card, and then this is it's going to give out the IP address from 3 to 54. Okay, you're not able to get 3 or 254. I'm sorry, you could get 3 or up to 254, and the numbers between them. And let's see here. Configure manually editing adapters. This is a DHCP server issue. So let me run one more command and make sure it's the right thing. So another command is called route -n. So this one is also giving you the default gateway is 192.168.94.0. Okay, so let's take a look at the IP default gateway for the laptop. So for the laptop, you have to go into, for the Windows, in the center config method. You type IP config. Okay. And then the default gateway for this is 192.168.1.1. So if I do that, okay, so I am able to log into the Wi-Fi. This is the Wi-Fi for my AT&T hotspot. Okay, so this is the default gateway. Let me see if I'm able to show you the default gateway standard in here settings. Disconnect password. The one I'm using right now is not exactly a router here. This is a hotspot, so it may not give you the correct information here. Okay, but go ahead and today you could do IP config and then find out the default gateway. It's actually telling you the default gateway. Okay, 192.168.1.1. So this is nothing but it is the entry point of the network to communicate with other networks. Okay. So you do netstack -rm think the network issues. Somebody is crying about their host is not working, they cannot reach it. So you could connect here, and if you could do this. If not, then you could try connecting with the out of band. I will show you what that means later on. Or you could connect into VMware and see if you're not able to. If you're able to connect that way and see if there is a routing involved. Okay?
Brother Zafar, can you run this command one more time, please? The netchat rm.
Okay, let me run and see. So you type netchat. Okay, netchat, it gives you
I see the gateway 00, so I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything.
okay, actually the netchat is not installed on 6 here. Let's work on 7. So netchat -rm. Okay, so this is the destination IP and then the gateway. Oh, the gateway is showing 00.
That's something I'm using zeros also.
That means okay, hold on. Because this the way virtual box is set up is you may not be doing it right. I mean, and that because the virtual box is dependent on this host here. So let me go into your network tab, adapter settings, and virtual box. Okay, you go into properties here, and okay. So the correct default gateway is 192.168.94.1. Okay, I thought I saw it somewhere, is that right?
No, but that is not the IP address inside of the default gateway. That should be the IP address.
Yeah, the default gateway should be 192.1, but it's not showing here. I don't know why. It should be showing here 192.168. Okay, if not, then do if config. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, all right. So purely virtual box issue. Okay. Check default gateway limit. Okay, so let's try this command here. Okay, yeah, you're right. The default gateway is not showing. Okay, so for networking, the default IP. Okay. Alright, I'm just doing it to test it here. Don't do anything on here yet because I am not here. So let me mess with this here. Okay, I need to shut it down. Okay, so by the way, next week I'm traveling to Chicago. Anybody in Chicago want to meet me? Site check me and then we'll meet in Spokane or Lombard. Okay? Okay, so I'm gonna go here and then I need to enable NAT. Red Hat 6 boots up slowly, right? Is that the same thing with you guys?
Not with me, brother. I cannot compare my day. I bought a new laptop with the SSD. That kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Much faster, so I cannot compare it with yours. if it's on a local machine, it should be the same before and after, right?
My machines are pretty old. You know what? Hold on. I think maybe Nick Bonding is doing something here. Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up.
Don't know about your battery, but I want to ask you one quick question. What are you planning to teach tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I was hoping to wrap this up, and then tomorrow I may go into the system boot process.
Okay. I was thinking to drive from Atlanta to Florida tomorrow. So I was wondering, should I put the on the telephone and keep listening, or should I stop and have my Linux available? So I will talk to you later after this class.
Yeah.
I want to ask because I don't want to see your battery dies and I can't get in touch with you.
No, I'm in the laptop right now, but there's a phone. Tomorrow it's pretty important how the boot process is working. It's a pretty big subject. We'll see here. And then I was going to start the LVM, Logical Volume Manager.
Are we talking about grab tomorrow?
Yeah, grab and master boot record and all those things. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not showing here, but believe me, that's the command you would use here. It's internal related, not internal related, but this is a virtual box issue. What is a bridge here? Okay, anyway, the default gateway should have been here. I was hoping. So the default gateway should have been 192.168.94.1 because that's what my understanding is for this. Okay, but anyway, let me finish this here. Okay, so how do you Okay. Oh my God.